Hello everyone. Let's have a revision on lipid chemistry. So, your questions from this session are: classify lipids. Give one example for each class. That's the question number one. Question number two: classify lipoproteins. Mention the functions of each class. So the question number one, how to write this answer, that is classification of lipids and give example for each class. So we know that lipids are the major source of energy for the body and it has multiple role in human body. It's a heterogeneous group of water-soluble organic molecules which includes fats, oils, steroids, waxes, etc. Sometimes you can give a small introduction what are lipids. Now let's move directly onto the classification of lipids. Lipids are mainly or broadly divided into four types: simple lipids, compound lipids, derived lipids, and lipids complex to other compounds. Now, classification in detail or broad classification. The first classification is simple lipids. These are the esters of fatty acids with various alcohols. So depending on the type of alcohol, it is subdivided into, the example for simple lipids are TG, that is triglycerides, which is also known as triacyl glycerol or neutral fat, and also waxes. Now the second classification is compound lipids. Compound lipids meaning compound lipids are like esters of fatty acid with alcohol containing additional group or prosthetic group, as it can be either a phosphate group or glyco group of lipoproteins. Like compound lipids again classified into phospholipids which containing phosphoric acid, phospholipids containing which non-phosphoric acid, etc. Let's can have a detailed classification later. So mainly the compound lipids are classified into phospholipids, glycolipids and lipoproteins. So the first one, phospholipids which containing additionally phosphoric acid residue as the phosphate group. It have a nitrogen containing bases and other substituents. So this phospholipids containing phosphoric acid again divided into, or the example for phospholipids which containing phosphoric acids are nitrogen containing glycerophosphatides, for example lecithin, cephalin, phosphatidylserine. Lecithin, which is also known as phosphatidylcholine, cephalin, which is also known as phosphatidylethanolamine, and phosphatidylserine. Then non-nitrogen glycerophosphatides like phosphatidylinositol, phosphatidylglycerol, diphosphatidylglycerol. And it is again divided into phosphosphincosides with sphingosine, example sphingomyelin. Now the non-phosphorylated lipids which does not have any phosphate group in its structure, some additional prosthetic group may have attached to the lipids, like glycosphingolipids which contains a carbohydrate prosthetic group, then cerebrosides which contains ceramide monohexosides, globosides which contains ceramide oligosaccharides, and gangliosides which contains ceramide plus oligosaccharides plus N-acetyl neuraminic acid. And the second classification of phospholipids. The first classification we have seen phospholipids, which contains either nitrogen containing, phosphoric acid containing or non-phosphoric acid containing. Now another is sulfolipids. Sulfolipids is a second compound lipid which contains sulfate group in its structure. So sulfated cerebrosides, sulfated globosides and sulfated gangliosides. Now the third classification, that is derived lipids. So far we were listening the second classification, that is compound lipid. Now the third one, derived lipids. So derived lipids which includes the product obtained after the hydrolysis of simple and compound lipids which possess the characteristics of the lipids. isn't it? So the example for derived lipids are fatty acids, steroids, prostaglandins, leukotrienes, terpenes, dolichols, etc. Now the last classification is lipids which complex to other compounds. Example, proteolipids or lipoproteins. Lipoproteins are lipids complexed with protein and proteolipids. Okay, so this is all about the classification of lipids and you have seen the example for each one. So while you are learning, no need to write this many example. One example for each class you can learn. Now the second question is that classification of lipoproteins and add a note on functions of each type of lipoproteins. So we know that lipoproteins. What are these lipoproteins? Lipoproteins are like proteins attached to the lipid molecule, or the exact definition is that it contains a main lipid core and non-polar triacyl glycerol and cholesterol ester surrounded by a thin layer of amphipathic phospholipids. It is simply a combination of lipid and protein that transport the insoluble lipids through the blood between different organs and tissues. So now the classification is that it is mainly classified into 5 types, depends on the protein content or molecular weight. Chylomicrons, which contains the apoprotein as B48. The protein part is apoprotein, that is B48. Then VLDL, that is very low density lipoproteins. The main apoprotein is B100. Then IDL, intermediate density lipoprotein. Then LDL, that is low density lipoprotein. Here the apoprotein is B100, similar to VLDL. Then HDL, that is high density lipoprotein. Here the apoprotein is ApoA. Now the functions of each class. So the functions of chylomicrons are the lipoprotein which help for the transport of dietary TG from intestine to the adipose tissue for storage and to muscle or heart for their energy needs. So remember, chylomicron is the predominant or first lipoprotein which helps to transport our dietary TG from intestine to the storage site. Then second one, VLDL, very low density lipoprotein. It carries endogenous triacyl glycerol from liver to peripheral tissues for energy needs. So remember, VLDL which carries endogenous TG, that means the body which synthesizes triacyl glycerol, that will be transported from liver, where the TG is synthesized in liver. This will be transported to peripheral tissues for the energy needs. Now the function of LDL. LDL is low density lipoprotein. 75% of plasma cholesterol is incorporated into LDL particles. That is why we know that LDL is known as a bad cholesterol, because the cholesterol content is very high in low density lipoprotein. The protein part is very less. The main role of LDL is that it transports cholesterol from liver to the peripheral tissue. That is the disadvantage of this lipoprotein, is it is depositing the cholesterol from liver to the peripheral tissues. And this cholesterol has three major fates when it is deposited in the peripheral tissues. Either it is used for the synthesis of other steroids like steroid hormones, or it may be incorporated into the membranes. Cholesterol may be esterified to monounsaturated fatty acid by acyl cholesterol transferase for storage. The cellular content of cholesterol regulates further endogenous synthesis of cholesterol by regulating HMG-CoA reductase. Now the last one, the function of HDL. HDL is the main transport form of cholesterol from peripheral tissues to the liver. So it has an advantage. It helps to remove the excess cholesterol from the peripheral tissues and it reaches to the liver. Later it will be excreted through the bile. This is known as the reverse cholesterol transport by HDL. The only excreted route of cholesterol from body is the bile. Excretion of cholesterol which needs prior esterification with PUFA. PUFA is polyunsaturated fatty acid. This will help in the lowering of cholesterol in the body, and PUFA is anti-atherogenic. So this table which explains the overall functions of this lipoprotein. Once again, chylomicrons transport dietary lipids from intestine to peripheral tissues. VLDL transport TG from liver to peripheral tissues. LDL transport cholesterol from liver to peripheral tissues. HDL transport cholesterol from peripheral tissues to the liver. Thank you all.